Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming today to this wonderful celebration in honor of Secours System's first graduating class of the Caring Advocate Program. These 8 nurses worked very hard over the last course of 6 months, getting many emails from me, keeping them on track. The Caring Advocate Program, for those who don't know what the program is, was a Secours initiative that was based out of our corporate office so that we can have a program that our nurses can learn about Gene Watson's theory of human caring and practice it in their personal and professional lives. They had several requirements to do. It was a strenuous program. They had to go to a 2-day training session to learn about the theory. After learning about the theory, they had 5 activity guides, which were 5 papers that they had to complete at the end of each month and submit to me. They were asked to journal every day and to send me a copy of their journal to reflect on their work, on the readings, and where this Caritas journey was taking them. Also part of the program was that they had to do a unit or system project which showed the inculturation of Dr. Watson's theory into practice. And they did wonderful projects, and at the end of the ceremony today, we will have their posters displayed in the Mount Vernon room for you to see, and I'm asking them to spend a couple minutes to share with you their work and their wonderful journey. So what Dr. Watson talks about is a Caritas nurse, and we have many Caritas nurses at Secours Charity Health System. But I'd like to share with you. She said when she developed the concepts and practice of her theory and philosophy of caring healing, she believed that it intersected with love. We invoke caring as part of our consciousness, an intention to affect the whole with practical engagement from our own unique gifts and talents. I was so fortunate to see the gifts and talents of these 8 graduates, which were displayed to me in their journals, in their activity guides, in their monthly meetings one-on-one that they had to call in and attend with me, and when we had monthly group meetings also. And they really were open, and they shared that to me. She also says, in doing so, our part of personal and professional work is contributing to and making a difference in the moment, but also affecting the universal field that surrounds us, into which we all belong. I'd like to thank you for giving me the privilege and honor to be able to guide you through these last 6 months. You are all beautiful souls, and we are very lucky to have you at the Secours Charity Health System. Thank you. I would like to ask Judy Lindbergh and Eileen Dobby to say a couple words.
Certainly a great pleasure for me to be here to celebrate your graduation. From the administration and charity patient care services, as well as our chief nurse at the system, I'd like to formally congratulate you on your very hard work, your vocation, your bringing the mission to real life at the charity system. Because without individual nurses like you, we would not be able to see the true meaning of what nursing is all about. And for me, this is another renewal to see a group of nurses dedicate themselves to not only what they have to do on a daily basis, but for their own spiritual growth and the ability to mentor and foster the relationships with patients, their colleagues, and within the system. This is a beginning for us, and I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you, because I'm a new member of the charity and Secours system. But I am an advocate and have experience with the Watson theories as used in other medical centers. And I want you to know that it is truly impressive when you have a group of nurses that really emulate the theory of Gene Watson and within the Catholic healthcare system. It's like having two great signatures beside you. And so thank you very, very much. And I wish you well. And certainly any support or help that you need from administration, please let us know.
It's a privilege to be here today to witness this first graduation. I know the hard work that you went through to achieve the Caring Advocate status. And it's beautiful to see that it crosses across the continuum. And we've got representation from home care, all three acute care facilities. I look out and see everyone here. We've got long-term care people here. It's beautiful to see how this program has grown and how instrumental you people are going to be in making this, in pursuing this even further. You're an inspiration to your peers and the nursing practice and profession. You're going to be a phenomenal resource to our staff, and I look forward to seeing this program grow even further, working closely with you. So again, thank you and congratulations.
I'd like to ask Suzanne Evanoff, who's our Director of Pastoral Care Department in St. Anthony's, to start us with the program. I invite you all to bow your heads and join us. Let us pray. O gracious God, who knows all things, we gather together in fellowship and thanksgiving. We thank you for guiding us through the process of Caritas consciousness. We thank you for entrusting us with this loving and kind practice so that we may always be mindful of its resources to ourselves and to others. We thank you for giving us the grace to share the caring model with our patients and our colleagues and to be authentically present at all times. Lord God, allow us to advocate for the dignity and justice for all. Allow us to have mercy and compassion for every person, regardless of faith, ethnicity, economics, or differences. Allow us to affirm to self and others that you and they are loved and cared for in mind, body, and spirit. And may we trust and hope that by our actions and presence, we can transform humanity to wholeness and healing. In his name, amen. I would like to invite Deborah Hill, one of the Caring Advocate graduates, to please come up and share the hand.
A simple poem about care by Michael Valencia. Just in case the night were to fall, I will bring you light so you can see in the darkness. Just in case the sun were to rise, I will bring you an umbrella so the rays won't burn your face. Just in case the rain were to come, I will bring you a coat so you won't catch a cold. Just in case the world in its normal, unpredictable way were to go on, I will bring myself to you so you are always safe.
Lori Regan is going to share with you scripture reading.
Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delay in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres.
to invite Janet Bailey to share with us a caring moment story.
Working in an intensive care unit, we quite often care for patients with chronic illness. It is not unusual for our patients to return weeks, several months later with a similar diagnosis. This affords us the opportunity to really get to know our patients, their family, and their likes and dislikes, their needs and desires. Additionally, their family and the relationships which accompany them become integral aspects to patient care and family life. Caritas Process 1, embracing altruistic values and practicing loving kindness with self and others, but that was evident in this particular patient and his family. Unfortunate struggles with end-stage heart failure brought Mr. S back to the hospital, and he had a lengthy stay. The recovery from this episode was tentative. His admission fell just a few days short of his 60th wedding anniversary. His goal, as was the goal of his family and his staff, was to see that he was able to kiss his wife on the morning of his anniversary. His prognosis was poor, and we remembered him telling the staff to please keep him alive for just one more day. At the stroke of midnight, Janet Bailey found his wedding song on her BlackBerry radio app. Mr. S, his daughter, and myself held hands and cried as he sang and reminisced about his glorious day. The following morning, he kissed his wife. The day shift came with an anniversary cake. Karen Ulrich blew up his wedding photograph and placed it on his wall with a poster saying Happy 60th. Lori Monsell, the nurse manager, arranged for an anniversary lunch to be provided for the special couple. The day shift sang Happy Anniversary to them, and the meal was delivered. A little off-key, but much appreciated. These were true moments of care and shared by staff, not only with the patient and his family, but with each other as well. The patient passed away the very next day, peacefully surrounded by his devoted wife and family. Although his passing saddened the staff, we were glad to have placed that smile on his face and helping to celebrate just one more day.
I'd like to present and honor our graduates today. First, Janet Bailey.
After each Caritas process, please respond, Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch. Practice loving kindness.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Instill faith and hope.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Nurture individual spiritual beliefs and practices.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Develop healing, trusting relationships.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Promote and accept the expression of negative and positive feelings.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Use creative problem-solving methods for decision-making.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Perform teaching and learning that addresses the individual needs and learning styles.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Create a healing environment for the physical and spiritual self which respects human dignity.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Assist with physical, emotional, and spiritual human needs.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
Allow room for miracles to take place.
Lord, grant us your strength and healing touch.
I'd like to invite Mary Sussman to come recite with us a nurse's prayer.
Give me the strength and wisdom when others need my touch, a soothing word to speak to them. Their hearts yearn for so much. Give me joy and laughter to lift a weary soul. Warm me compassion to make the broken whole. Give me gentle, healing hands for those left in my care. A blessing to those who need me. This is a nurse's prayer.
I'd like to invite up Teresa McQueen for a closing reflection.
Florence Nightingale's reflection. Nursing is an art, and it is to be made an art that requires exclusive devotion as hard a preparation as any painter's or sculptor's work. For what is having to do with dead canvas or dead marble compared to having to do with the living body, the temple of God's Spirit? It is one of the fine arts. I almost said the finest of arts.
Before we close, I just have a couple thank yous and acknowledgments that I'd like to share with you. I would like to thank Andrew Coley and our administration here at Bon Secours Charity Health System for supporting our Caring Advocate program and to giving us the fine tools and the resources to move forward with this. I'd like to thank my colleagues, the 3 Watson Caring Science caring coaches, Caritas coaches. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. They've done a wonderful job trying to mentor and to share their experiences with all the caring advocates. Thank you for your help today. I'd like to thank Deborah Sheridan for her coming with me and working and trying to pull the program together at sometimes when I felt a little lost. Thanks to Dean Egan for providing wonderful music to share this with us. I'd also like to thank Dr. Jean Watson herself. Dr. Watson has blessed our Caring Advocate program in the Bon Secours system. And even though she couldn't be here, Dr. Watson did send those pins after she blessed them as a lesson to all of you on your Caritas journey. And I'd also like to thank the Caritas Guiding Council. They have fundraisers to provide books, the resources, and the candles, which are lotus candles, which Dr. Watson recognizes as a symbol of a circle for continuous love and light. At the conclusion of the ceremony, I am asking everyone if they can proceed into the Mount Vernon room across the hall, and I'm asking you to please sit at the table. We are allowing each caring advocate to discuss just a couple minutes briefly what their project was, and then we'll have lunch. Thank you for coming and joining us in this special celebration.
It was over both Jewish and Catholic holidays that we conversed at many different hours of the day, evening, and morning, trying to make sure that these posters really truly exemplify your project and your hard work. So we can give Mickey a round of applause. Thank you. So I'd like to start with, I'll do an alphabetical order. Janet Bailey, you're right by yours.
Hi, I'm Janet Bailey. I'm a nurse educator at St. Anthony's, and my process was on, my poster presentation was on teaching people how to start implementing Gene Watson's theory. And I started with Caritas process 1 because that's kind of where it all lies. It's starting to take care of yourself. Because if we really don't take really good care of ourselves, we're not really going to be able to take very good care of everybody else. So what we did was we put out a little flyer. We took a night at the Foot Spa and T-Bar here in Warwick and did a little self-care. It was a half-hour reflexology, and I passed out a survey on who felt whether or not they understood more of Caritas Process 1 after this was completed, and everybody did. Some of the results that we received was 95% either agreed or strongly agreed that this participation in this event will assist them in the future application of the process, both professionally and on a personal level. Everyone agreed or strongly agreed that it impressed upon them the significance of self-care and the need to continue it. We got a lot of positive, objective, subjective outcomes. It was a pleasure, a wonderful event that exemplifies Watson's theory. And thank you for allowing us to, and encouraging us to care for ourselves. It is really important that we do continue to do that. So our future direction as a Caritas the St. Anthony's subcommittee is to continue to do some of these things so everyone practices self-care. Thank you, Joanne, for all your help. And everyone who came. It was a great group. Deborah Freeman. You're going to come all the way down here, Deborah. Excuse me.
My name's Debbie. I work in the emergency room at St. Anthony's, and we as a department decided we wanted to do something to introduce ourselves as a staff to our patients, because we feel that we're part of the small community here in Warwick, and we wanted to let them know that we're just like them, we're their friends and their co-workers, and that we would take what kind of care we're going to take of them. We brought in some Caritas process wording to say that we're going to take special care of them and caring care of them. And we made this big banner that goes the whole length of our nurses' stations, hung in the window, and some pictures of the staff, and with a lot of help from the staff, from Joey, my nurse manager, from Joanne. We put this together, and I think everybody likes it.
The banner, correct me if I'm wrong, was placed 2 weeks ago?
About 2 weeks ago.
Yep. About 2 weeks ago. So Debbie's going to measure some of the outcomes in the future to see if it affects our HCAP scores. Jennifer Hogan.
I work in the Med-Surg department at St. Anthony's, and I did a poster, a visualization of the 10 Caritas factors with use of multimedia. I was inspired to do so when reading all of Dr. Gene Watson's processes. And this is basically number 8, creating a healing environment. So this hangs in the Med-Surg hallway. It's an interactive piece that when you get closer, it sort of pulls you in. There's literature within it, writing within it that outlines each Caritas process in it, as well as other inspirational words that come to mind when you're learning about Jean Watson. The response has been really positive because some people are overwhelmed by, some of the nurses are a little put off by the whole idea of Dr. Jean Watson as our new theorist, and this sort of makes it friendly and invites them in. And it just, one of the things that most of the nurses in the upstairs on the first floor say is that it's something that we do, and it is. It's putting words to what we do as nurses. So it's a positive affirmation of that. It also celebrates Dr. Jean Watson's whole theory that art is part of us, and that nursing is an art. So this sort of just brought that a little to the fore.
Hi, I'm from Bon Secours Community Hospital in Port Jervis, and my project involves the two processes of Jean Watson. Process one involving learning how to care and nurture for ourselves and others, but ourselves is the part that nurses often have problems with, feeling tired and exhausted and not being able to give to themselves because they're so drained. Process 8 involves creating a healing environment, which I think is so important. And what I thought about immediately came to mind. We have a group room which is used for multi-functions. It's a small room. It's used as our medical director's office. It's used as our treatment planning room. It's used as our report room where we start the beginning and we end our day. So I thought that's a really important room to work on. And I have before and after pictures, and before it was kind of bare and clinical and sterile with big fluorescent lighting. So I said, this is something that even if people aren't all for Caritas, everybody can benefit from it. So I wanted to recreate a warmer environment. Kind of my goal, which they don't really know, is to get rid of a lot of the negativity on the unit. So I thought having a gratitude journal, we're at the beginning of the shift, the nurses that are coming on, I work nights, I'm coming on, instead of hearing, don't come in, don't take your coat off, at least we can hear 3 positive things that happen during the day. I work in behavioral mental health. So, and the nurses that are leaving can leave and go home and drive home and think about those 3 positive things instead of dwelling on the negative, which I find myself doing lots of times also. So phase 1 involved the painting of the room, and then phase 2 involved the decorating of the smaller objects, putting battery-operated pillar candles, creating a mood, changing the fluorescent lighting to incandescent lighting, which is warmer and more inviting and softer, putting later on a water top fountain that's on the table, more of a relaxing environment, a rug on the floor where people want to come in, and when you come in and you take your coat off, there you are in a healing environment. So I'm hoping, my hopes is that it will be a small pebble in a big pond of creating a more positive environment. And I really want to make a special thank you before I end to Naeem Korka. He is our systems manager of Bon Secours Charity Health System for Good Sam and also Bon Secours in Port Jervis. And he has never once wavered, even when he saw the price tags and the receipts. So I really want to thank you for all your support. Thank you.
I wanted a healing environment too, especially at night when I want to take a break. There's really no place to go. And so our unit is now under renovation, so we're in the midst of construction. So when I thought about a project, I thought, well, what could we do? And our nurses' lounge looked like a locker room, and it wasn't very inviting. You just dumped your stuff and left. And so a bunch of us got together, and we thought about making a healing environment, making it a lounge. So right now, it's just a work in progress. Everything's on paper. What I want to do is have a few lockers, but not too many. Have a place where we can eat, and a place where we can sit down and put up our feet and just take 10 minutes and just decompress. And I like to thank Joan Ostapinsky because she is the one that asked me to do this, and I'm grateful, and I'm also grateful for her support. So that's my project. And like Lori, I hope that this is a pebble in a pond, and I hope this makes other units want to have a lounge. Make ours an example.
Thank you. Deborah Hill and Canel Greenfield.
Okay, so I'm Canel, this is Deborah, and we did this project together, and we wanted to focus on self-care. So each month we had an idea of what to do for the staff to care better for themselves. And we did 4 different projects. We started off actually with making sure that everybody could get their lunch break. Trying to make sure. It's not always that easy because it's so busy at times, but that's when you need it the most, really. So we did that, and it's an ongoing project, and I think it's actually works better and better. So that was the first one, right? And then the second one, aromatherapy?
Yeah, we did aromatherapy, and that worked out really well. We keep the scents on the unit, and everyone can take a minute to kind of diffuse themselves and get back to taking care of our patients. And it seemed to be very well used. And Ganelle was nice enough to bring a book in, and everyone was quite interested in looking at it and just trying to help each other get through some of the shifts, because sometimes it could be pretty stressful and crazy out there.
And then module 3, module 3, we were able to, we wanted to integrate, we wanted to have some of the staff members being part of this, so we invited Heather McManus also to do something for us, and she was talking about gratitude and encouraged all of us to start a gratitude journal. And I don't know how many did, but I know I did, and it changes the way of thinking, actually. Like, you can see how thankful you are for what you have. And I tried doing it that month. I promised Heather I'm going to do it that month. Every night, 5 things that I was grateful for, and I continue, not every night now, but it's really makes you appreciate what you have.
And then module 4 was self-massage. We had handouts, and we had everyone do self-massage, different stress reducers that they could do in a very short amount of time to refocus ourselves and get back to, back to work and just help each other.
And then what we tried for the last was we have a Caritas room that was developed by Joanne and the other Caritas coaches, and it's a beautiful room, but we don't use it as much as we should, so we wanted to encourage the use of the Caritas room. And I know that we got quite a few people to go down there, and they were all like, wow, this is really nice. So even, if we have time, or even when you have trying to take a lunch break, if you want to get away from it, that's a nice space to be in. And I wanted to thank you, then. I think, first of all, Jean Boyston, for helping us and being very supportive in our project. And also Joanne Robinson, who was always there, reminding us what to do and encouraging and being very supportive. So,
and Mickey for helping us.
Oh, Mickey, for the poster. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Mary Sussman. And I have to tell you,
God, these postal locations were not planned, but they worked out pretty good.
My project involves bringing the Gene Watson theory of caring science into the home care arena. And to do that, to start off slowly with our staff, because it's all interdisciplinary. We don't work like departmentally, where you have, everybody's together in the department, is to mirror what's being done on the acute care hospitals with the preferred patient name, their area of greatest concern, and their goal for each visit. And that's going to be documented in the electronic medical record. And staff's going to be in-serviced on that next week with implementation to start April 30th that week. The evaluation, the outcomes will be measured, the patient satisfaction scores, the rehospitalization rates. The goal is to increase the patient satisfaction and decrease readmission rates, and also to monitor the staff satisfaction.
We would, all of us in the Caring Advocate program really could not have done this without the grant. So we got a little something. We're sending her back to the football.
It truly was an honor to be with 8 nurses from across the acute care facilities and home care, to read their journals, to read their activity guides, to get to know so much of their gifts and talents across such a large hospital system. I feel truly honored, and I can't say it. It really comes from my heart. I am blessed to have met each and every one of you and been able to have that connection. And I encourage you, and I will continue to support you on your Caritas journey. And I thank you all for your generosity. For the Caring Advocates and the Watson Caring Science coaches, I ask you also, with Judy, Eileen, Tony, and Maureen, if we could just step outside for a group shot. Everyone else, please help yourself to lunch. Thank you.